Hello everyone, welcome back to another session by K21 Academy. Today our expert trainer will be talking about product planning. So let's get into the video.
So let's start with our something called as our product planning. Okay. So what exactly is this product planning and how it is very important? Okay. So generally when we talk about the product planning, right, always think about some important points when we talk about product planning. See, first of all, you need to mind the gap between strategy and sprints. Okay. So when we discuss about the product planning, right, there is always you have to mind the gap between the strategy and sprints. Okay. On one side, let me say you are under pressure to create product plans which would support your business objectives either for the quarter or the year. On the other hand, you are planning and monitoring at the sprint level every couple of weeks, and then in between you're gathering some requirements and priorities and then building and making some tough trade-offs. Okay, the challenge here is to keep up with the sprints while delivering on the big picture. So product planning is not your sprint planning. Okay, so now when we see about the product planning here, right, so what exactly is this product planning here? Okay, when we talk about the product planning, it is not equal to your sprint planning. Okay, this is not equally to your sprint planning which is present. Product planning is something like where you're going to discuss about your product a lot, and then we are going to gather some requirements, and then we are going to do some tough trade-offs, and then here we are going to understand the business objective. Okay, whatever the business objective is present, right, that you are going to achieve from your product planning, and this business objective you are going to discuss that whether I'm going to complete it within a quarter or within a year. We are going to discuss about all these points related to your product. But your sprint planning doesn't involve all these things, your business objective, your quarter or a year. Your sprint planning which is present right now, that is different. You know that by this time, your sprint planning very clearly that from your product backlog you will have your list of user stories which you're going to pull it, and then you're going to put that in your sprint backlog, and this is where you see all your committed user stories and your development team is going to work on it. Now the product planning should keep on going. Let me say, if your product planning is not going on and if your business objective is not present, okay, then how would you get these items into your product backlog? Whatever the business objective and action items which we are going to get from the product planning, right, all those items will be discussed and it will be coming into your product backlog. And when there are user stories to be worked, then only it can be pulled. But if the product planning is not happening, then you will not get the things which you have to design or which you have to work on. So always the product planning should keep on happening and it should be very active. And remember one thing, product planning is not taken care by the Scrum team. Your Scrum team comprise of your product owner, your development team, and your Scrum master. They are not responsible for this product planning. Okay, so they are not at all responsible. The point which you need to understand here is, okay, so when we consider in this case, so this product planning is something which is related to your business objective, and this has been done when you want to release it. It can be done with quarter or year, but this has been done by the product management team. Okay, your product management team takes care of it, the product planning and everything, like your stakeholders, your product manager, your other important leadership team, they will take care of this product planning. Your development team and these people will not be involved over here. So always ensure that you don't get confused between your product planning and your sprint planning. Once your product planning is successful, then you'll get a lot of business objectives, like what needs to be done in terms of business, what features needs to be created, how it needs to be implemented, what are the other additional features which we need to add on to our product. All these things will be discussed over here, and then once it is ready, then the product owner, who is been the representative of our Scrum team, right, product owner will pull all those features which needs to be worked in the form of user stories, and then it will be present in our product backlog. Once it is present in our product backlog, your product owner will prioritize the things like what needs to be done and what should be at the top, what should be at the bottom. Your product owner's responsibility is that based on the product planning meeting, whatever they have discussed, what is the highest priority as of now, they will discuss, and product owner is going to pull those action items to the top, and then the team is going to discuss, the development team in the sprint planning, they will understand all the functionalities whatever is required. Once they are clear, then that particular action item or the user story would be pulled into the sprint backlog, and then the team is going to execute it and work on it. This is whatever the overview which is been present related to our product planning. Okay, so product planning needs to be done by the product management team in order to ensure that everything would be done in a proper way. This is how the flow would be there. Okay, product planning is more important than ever. Okay, and if you are using any old processes, right, this is not going to work for you. Okay, old processes is not going to work for you. So what you need to do is, these days we are saying it as a agile product planning. Instead of product planning, right now we are saying it as the agile product planning. Now what is this agile product planning? This anticipates that plans are going to change. When you say it is an agile product planning, as we know that we should always be ready. When we say agile, we always need to respond to change. We need to anticipate that our plans are not going to be constant. At any point of time it may change, and we need to respond to that change without any hesitations. Okay, so agile product planning, it anticipates that plans are going to change, and then you have to respond very effectively and quickly. Okay, so this is the agile product planning. Whatever we used to do in the product planning, it still remains the same, but if any changes do come up, it is very difficult to cope up with it. But when we say it is an agile product planning, then we should always be ready to go ahead and try to deal the things in such a way that whenever, if you want to, like, let me say, if you want to change anything, or if you have changed the plan, then you should better be ready, because this is an agile product planning. And the same, it will be reflected in your product backlog, because product planning and your product backlog is related, where your product owner takes care of everything. Okay, so please don't get confused between the product planning and sprint planning. I'm just trying to give you an overview, like what happens at the back end, and after which you will be able to see your product backlog in a very clear way, because your product planning is going on in a very efficient way. And then the product owner will be a part of that product planning meeting. They will gather all the requirements, what features are required, what will come to our team, what will come to another team. Everything would be done in the product planning itself, so that everything would be pulled, and then product owner will have a good clarity, and then the same would be explained to the development team, and then we would go ahead and try to commit those action items. Okay, so this is how our product planning is going to be more effective in order to create our product. Okay, and agile product planning, as I said, you have to anticipate the plans, that it is going to change, and you have to respond to it very effectively and as well as quickly. Okay,
So, guys, this was our expert from Team K21 Academy. And if in case you missed upon any concept, or if you want to dive deeper into the concepts discussed, then we have something really, really, really special for you. We have our free class on how you can upgrade from a beginner to professional Scrum Master and earn way, way more. So if you want to register for this free class, all you want to do is just log on to k21academy.com/scrum02, and after that you'll be seeing this kind of interface. You just have to click on register now. And just to mention, in this class, you'll be learning about the whole introduction and a holistic overview of Agile and Scrum, why you should be learning. You'll be getting some Scrum artifacts. You'll be getting to know about some Scrum events. You'll be getting to know about some amazing job opportunities as well. So if you want to register, just click on register now, and you can select your event date according to your availability, add your name, your email address, your phone number, and click on yes, save my seat. And after that, you'll be seeing this kind of interface. And on the extreme right, you'll be seeing this link. So you just save that link, add it to your calendars, and I'll see you in the free class. Till then, keep learning.